So today's post is just going to be kind of casual, and I want to talk with you about a few things. One is mindset around money, time freedom, and whatever else pops into my head, okay? So today happens to be day 10 of this new YouTube challenge that I'm doing for myself, okay? And I made this outlandish big dream of saying that I want to try to achieve making $1 million from scratch online. Sounds like a tall order, doesn't it? Well, it is. Whether I get to the monetary value will be determined. It's only 10 days. But let me give you some stats right now as far as the progress of this on day 10. I'm happy to report that you are leaving comments. So thank you. And if this is the first time you're watching my podcast, YouTube, yeah, my channel, I'm just going to say thank you. And be sure to head over to thinkyourwaytoamillion.com, and it'll tell you a little bit about the journey. This isn't so much like get rich quick, and it's not that if you hang out with me and we hang out on my swing, whee, that you're going to make $1 million. But what I can tell you is that I've been an entrepreneur since 1999. I have hands-on grit business experience from knowing absolutely nothing about building a business. And then my backstory is, I'll repeat it, and if you've watched me before, thank you for your patience while I say this again. So I wanted to be a hairstylist since I was 8 years old. That would have brought us way back to last century, to 1978. I successfully have been in the industry for 32 years. That's been an accomplishment, and it'll continue on for some years to come. Now, before you click off and go, oh, she's a hairdresser, she doesn't have anything to offer me. And if you just thought that, well, lean in, okay? I had online booking in 2004, and I started my automation journey 2 decades ago. So ultimately, if you're going to hang out with me, you're going to learn stuff about like how to make your business run smoother by using automation. And then I'll let you in a little secret. Whoa, there you go. I just flashed you my high level t-shirt, okay? And there's a lot of road covered in between these ears. So I have an educational background because I spent 10 years working for a hair color manufacturer, setting up workshops for the likes of Ulta. So I used to have to set up workshops like analog style, like crawl on my hands and knees in the living room for endless hours with my flip charts, sniffing markers. And pardon me if I cough a little bit. I'm not contagious. I don't have COVID. I have a little bit of asthma. So anyways, and the bad jokes are free. So my backstory is that I built all my business like pre-social media. Then fast forward to 2009, I got an inspirational email from a hosting company of all places, and it said, learn how to make thousands of dollars online blogging. I was like, what's blogging? Well, it was the beginning of content creation. So, and I looked it up, and it meant writing articles online. That wound up leading me to WordPress, then heat maps, then Google Analytics, and a whole slew of different softwares. So, and then the root of the things that like interest me as a kid was creativity, futuristic stuff, science fiction movies. So pardon me, even though I'm the generation that like is born in the last century, I'm happy to say now I can run circles around many people of all different ages. But that's not a brag. About 2 years ago, I was at a marketing thing, and I was just like, how now, brown cow? No, how, really? How can I help people? So then I came up with How to Marketing Pro. And even as this journey with this thinkyourwaytoamillion.com is coming on and bringing on a life of its own, I went with the colors red. I like red, obviously, but red's very empowering. It's very fiery. Yeah, I might even contemplate changing the colors to that website. But it is part of my brand because what I can do is I'm able to effectively, I've had a few case studies of being able to transfer the concepts that I developed within my business over 2 decades, and like they work for other people, and that's really empowering. So the thing that I want to instill upon you is that if you have an idea you already have a superpower, and if you learn how to be unapologetically yourself, and you unleash that in whichever way you're most comfortable online, then there's a total way to be able to monetize that to make it actually, profitable for yourself. And I think maybe some of us, the generation like that I am, that I would call myself a hybrid. I lived in the analog world, and I am all over the internet when it comes to making content, because I learned very quickly in 2009. I had self-taught myself that if you make content, you're going to be found. If you make content, you're going to be visible. And if you're going to be visible, then people are going to do business with you. If people are going to do business with you, well, then you make great relationships. They come back, and then there's an exchange of what? Money. People pay you. So, and I mean, and that in itself, creating content for, say, you have a local business, is one of the best ways to have people find you if you're still doing the 9 to 5 physical grind. And that's a good segue now. Ready? Boop. Okay. Now, what happens if you're doing the 9 to 5 grind so much and you wish there was another way to do business? This is where you might need a little bit of a mindset change and get a wrench in there and allow yourself to start exploring and researching things like affiliate marketing. Start searching how to make money online. Start searching topics that are like close to your hobbies, close to your interests. Because information these days is the new currency. People want to be able to learn things, and they want to be able to learn them from other people. And why not have your social media be your place where, like my timeline banner says, you could be for yourself, you could be unapologetically yourself. I think so much, maybe too, on a suggestion of a friend of mine, that I'm probably going to wind up doing some kind of boot camp. So if you want information about boot camp, then just drop boot camp down in the bottom. I haven't made an automation for that word yet, but I'm gonna, because I want to be able to create a community with what it is that I'm doing organically. And when I say organically about creating a community, I have flown. I have. I flew halfway across the world for a marketing thing that I thought was going to be all that in a bag of chips. And unfortunately, the best thing that came out of it was I acquired a best friend in Ireland. And you know what? Somebody said, "Yeah, okay, just like that. It's time to do what? What do we gotta? What do we gotta go do, Catherine? Huh?
Go home and sleep.
Sleep. And then after that, what do you
Then
gotta
after
do?
that, do stuff. Lots of it. And
Lots,
lots of it.
lots
and
of
lots
stuff.
Of it. And lots of
And
it.
lots of
and
it,
lots
right?
Implement, it's called implementation.
And yes, we gotta strategize.
Remember that implementation.
Yeah, and then we'll be back. You know what? Somebody said, you have 10 minutes, write down an idea. So I did, and it was How to Marketing Pro. And so what I'm getting at is that there is an absolute authentic difference between, yeah, being authentic or not, for one. And that is, as far as in marketing. See, here's the advantage where I'm a unicorn, okay? Or at least all my people. Are you my people now? My friends have told me is that like I don't do bull. I don't. I'm not going to either. And I have the skill sets. I asked ChatGPT and do this exercise, okay? If this is what I want you to do. This is your first homework assignment, and this is what I would teach if I was charging somebody, okay? I want you to make a list of everything that you are so good at, all right? And then pop it into ChatGPT. If you don't know what ChatGPT is, you can look it up or drop in the comments, "Hey, Ann Marie, I don't know what ChatGPT is." And it's ChatGPT, okay? And so I gave the bot an exercise, and I said this. I was just like, "Hey, and actually I'm going to walk and talk. I'm sick of sitting, so don't mind me. I said, "Hey, so what let's do an exercise." So if I was going to do an exercise, yeah, I told the bot, let's play a game. So the bot said, "Okay, uh, what do you have in mind?" I said, "I'm going to give you a list of all these services, and there's a ton of them, and you tell me how many people that it would take to be able to do these services." So to my surprise, what happened was the bot actually wound up saying that it would take It'd take like 8 people to be able to do the things that I know how to do. And that's not a brag. Let's see. But when it comes to making money, the one thing that you have to do, and you have to do it very, very well, is set yourself apart from somebody else. How do you do that? Well, I spent my whole life trying to figure it out. And as I was going along the way, I got certified in so many things on, say, the salon side. And I can rattle them off for you just for entertainment. And don't judge me. Don't judge me by book. It's like unapologetically episode today of Ann Marie Walts here because, like, you know what? I didn't put my face on. You know, I didn't use a filter. I just had like I'm like, all right, you know what? This is what I'm going to talk about today. Okay, so now I'll tell you about the beauty stuff. I'm certified by seven different hair extension companies, 2 eyelash extension companies. My work is published. I was a certified Redken hair colorist. I was a Redken educator, and the list goes on. Certified in brow extensions. Did you know that's a thing? And holy hell, I would have to look at my resume. So on the tech side of things, let's spin around. I taught myself WordPress, Google Analytics, heat maps, and then a whole bunch of stuff with, are you ready? High level. Yeah. So what my YouTube channel is about is truly to inspire you to also do this. Do you find that, have you ever experienced that maybe you're not completely happy in life? And if you're not happy in life, because did you just simply settle, like settle for the safest job because somebody else told you to do that? Oh my God, that drives me crazy. That just drives me crazy. Now, in my personal story, I knew what I wanted to be. And then you have the other spectrum of another generation going, oh, you're not going to do that. You better get a real job. Real job? Why don't you go get a job? Oops. But no, seriously, you have to realize if you haven't read enough books, read some good books to open your mind to there's other ways to think. So when it comes to money, let's talk about that for a moment. Okay? Money is so personal. Okay? And so what I've learned in my own experience is this. Let's see, how will I approach this? Well, I'm going to tell you that a good friend of mine, she shared the book 7 years ago with me, which is by Dave Ramsey, and it's called The Total Money Makeover. So I did this crazy thing. I was just like, I read through the book, and that book was just like, it's gold, all right? And it had a whole bunch of testimonials about like how other people had all this money, they lost it, they spent it. Other people, you know, just poor money habits. But his concept just worked so well that I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna try this. So I brought it home. I asked my husband to read it, and then I put poster boards up on the kitchen wall. Now I'm gonna go here. See, there's my house. I don't live in a mansion. Live in a nice house, but not a mansion. And so subsequently, what happened is he was like, you're putting those up on the wall." And the other thing I'll do with this video is I'm going to splice in the actual photos so that you can see the vision boards, right? So I was just like, yeah. And he's like, everybody's going to see our debt. I'm like, right. And so are we. It sucked at first. It sucked. Oh my God, did it suck. I can't stand, I don't know about you, but like the B word. And we're not talking about somebody with red hair, because you go there, keep scrolling, no, or come back for tomorrow. We're talking about the budget. You say budget. And so it was more or less taking a hard look at like the extra money that we were spending going out to eat. We had a camper that was parked up, whatever, taking a look at all the Netflix and this subscriptions and that subscription. And we actually got rid of cable at the time because our cable bill was, I think, up to like, say, $150 a month. So, see, the problem is that we are so conditioned in our country, and do not leave political comments on my feed. I will delete them. And I can say in our country because I have traveled a lot. Been very fortunate. That's not a brag by any means. Because listen, I grew up on welfare. And we didn't have to. So this is another reason for my YouTube channel is that I want to break through the bull crap of may I be part of something that where there's social media influence, that it looks real, like it's real. We're certainly not Hollywood because we don't want to go there these days. I will leave that topic alone. So anyhow, the choices that we can make from day to day can definitely make things better or worse tomorrow. And the thing that I like to inspire people about is this: you, you, you right there, I know I can't see you, have the power of making a choice. You might feel right now that you don't have things going for you, and that happens to all of us. But it's when you like, oh, and it's like, oh, yeah, I can't get ahead. Oh, shut that off. Shut it off. Drown it out. Get a book. Listen to, if you're listening to me, I haven't helped you, but just pop some popcorn, okay? But if even somebody like me can help you, well, then come back. But I mean, I've listened to the likes of, say, good old Tony Robbins. I mean, just find something on like YouTube or something that can reset and reprogram where you're thinking, and then get the book. Um, the Tony Robbins book, The Total Money Makeover, and it's, I would say it's the best book to read. It doesn't matter how old you are or where you are, because it's not the outside circumstances that have to limit.
How do you
Doesn't have
scare
to.
a
The outside
bear?
circumstances do not have to limit how much you make, and it's not about making more. Okay, I found from my own personal experiences that you have money coming in your household.
He's like,
And the
you're
neighbor has money coming
disturbing
in
my
at their
lunch.
household. How about
Ow!
the neighbor across the
He doesn't
street
care.
somewhere?
Ow!
Over there?
Hey,
Yeah,
yeah,
over there.
hey, go,
They have money coming in
hey,
the household.
go,
This
We
is
all have
Jay
some sort of money
attempting to
coming
scare
in.
a bear.
Now, do
go.
some have more? Yes. Do some have less? Yes. But just because somebody has more doesn't mean they're not broke at a higher level. Because if you take and write down your stuff, make it hurt, and then look at it and to see like what could you really do without. And it's not about like, and my recommendation is there's a whole different ways to do that whole Dave Ramsey thing, because some people, I don't know where we fell into it. I just feel like I'm here. No, we got bears in these backwoods here. Oh no, I guess maybe it's my neighbor. I hope not. Well, if I disappear, oh no, there's something in the woods. There's always got to be somebody photobombing something, right? Okay, well, I'm just gonna face this way in case it is a bear, because we do literally have bears back here. Okay, so, oh no, it's a big black squirrel. All right, hopefully, hey, we should tell the squirrel run, run, squirrel, run, and take your raccoon friend with you. Not funny, funny, not funny. Okay, so as I was saying, when it comes to like how far do you go with Dave Ramsey, that's going to be up to like their concepts, a really personal choice for you. But once it starts making sense, and the thing that they do differently is they say when you take your bills, take and write them down, you actually pay off the smallest one first. We've literally had bears back here, and they do that, and they do it that way so that you have a sense of accomplishment, and then when that one gets paid off, then you go and you put it on top of the next one, and I tell you, it winds up snowballing. And so then for us, it took 1,752 days to pay off the second mortgage, first mortgage, my daughter's college tuition, um, and it was just life changing. Now I can tell you this. I remember like yesterday making the last payment, and there was just this silence. There was no parade. There was nobody coming with a check. There was nobody coming with a check to say, hey, you did it. I've been very public about that journey on my public Facebook page. You're welcome to scroll the post. And it wasn't until like probably about 6 months later that it was like the reward really started setting in, because when you don't have all that money just leaking out and bleeding out, and you didn't go get a more overtime, you didn't change your hours at work, all of a sudden stuff changes. And the biggest change that can change is the mindset of the next generation. And so I'm really happy that mom, like in our family unit, You'll be surprised. You do this, and if you have kids, and they're gonna pay attention a lot more than you think they're gonna. So that's that's on that. So again, today I didn't know what I'd be talking about. Today's obviously going to be and has been about mindset and being debt free. But I also want to talk to you about time freedom. The more you free up your mind and give yourself permission to even allow a different concept of, even like if your finances are not where you want them to be, then and then when they get there even a little bit, guess what happens? You want more of that success, whatever that success means. And the more you have control of your finances, guess what? The more time you have to just wander around and maybe become a YouTuber. Still waiting for something to come out of the woods. Okay. But anyway, all right. So we're at about 24 minutes. So permission to switch gears. Boop. All right. So, so this journey, I'll run backwards, right? Keep some motion in this video. So this journey to do this YouTube thing was very much inspired when I went to the high level conference, okay? And it wasn't, they were saying, they had nothing to do with like, oh, get out there and do, 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 do. They're not like that, all right? The software in itself has just so many, it's so faceted that whether if you have an idea, the thing that you do need, I gotta tell you, do need, is if you are not tech savvy, you do need to follow someone like me, because I do show tutorials, but also give you the real story about it, because they are so much like Legos that to try to just jump into it and expect yourself to become boom instantly successful would be not so accurate. The support is amazing, but I've been using it now. Next month, it's going to be 2 years. 2 years. So in my video yesterday, so you'll want to look at the one about the overview. If I get eaten by a bear, send somebody for me. Okay, but check out the one from yesterday, my overview, because I give you the ins, the outs, the possible like multiple 3 different ways that you can utilize this for yourself to be able to make money online, or help your business run smoother, or how to even like say entertain the idea of maybe even being an affiliate. An affiliate, of course, is somebody like that recommends them, and I'm in that. I'm actually in all 3 categories because I use it in my core business at the salon. I use it for the husband's garage. I've used it for coaching, and then my coaching wasn't canned. Okay, so I didn't have a canned coaching program where it was just like one size fits all. I have trouble. I don't do things that way. So one instance I used it, which you can do this too, for a social media boot camp. And the problem was that the client was struggling with being able to post to his social media on a regular basis. And so I made the course around that for him. And then there's a membership area in the back end. So that way I gave him a login, and then he could go watch the replays. Now there's lessons on top of that in that learning, okay? Because you could be hopefully not getting eaten by a bear. You could be the one right now that could position yourself as somebody that could be an educator if you have an interest. And then you can use my affiliate link to get yourself up and running, say, on the software platform. Now, what happens if you click my link? Well, for FTC purposes, I need to tell you that if you do, then, my daughter's, somebody was calling. I thought it was my daughter. If you do click on my link, what's going to happen is that, first of all, Go High Level is going to be the one to take care of you. Second of all, we're going to be connected if you wind up making a purchase, and the trials that are on the links, they are free. And then if you choose to stay on, then I will be getting a commission, all right? So, of sorts, or an award. And then you and I would be connected. So that's a transparency on that. But why I'm so passionate about time, freedom, and money is this. If you were to build yourself a nice little business using your ideas, connecting them online, and then being able to put a price to them, okay, now wait for it. And if it's automated and there's some AI to it, you could literally be sleeping and making money. Or you could be working on your content, and somebody could wind up maybe buying something while you're working on your content. So, and then the beauty of things is that when you're able to free yourself up from the 9 to 5 grind, you can just do things a bit differently. And if you're stuck in that area, do yourself a favor and start looking at different options. I know I spoke about that in my last video, but there's other ways to make money. Okay, now, whoop, shifting gears. And then now, now I'm talking to you. How about you, young blood? Okay, say you're college age and you are looking at marketing as a career. I would strongly, 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 strongly recommend that you get in touch with me, because I don't need to tell you at where you're at the 20 something, that the phones and all that, in the digital space, it's here, and the AI, it's getting smarter. And in fact, wait a minute. It's actually, my overview was from a couple days ago. Check that one out. Because the one I posted last night was about ChatGPT search, because that's out now. I'm a little obsessed with tech, can you tell? So as I do wrap things up, um, just, just have fun online, and come back. So this is just a more of a personal post. And as I wind things up, one thing I can tell you is that I fell in love with ranking websites and visibility and all that stuff. But you know what? And here's why. I found out, and I'm like, why do I like doing that stuff so much? I gotta get to some light so that my phone will focus better. Okay, hold on. Okay. Hey, life's real, right? Oh, here we go. And it comes down to partially this. Let's see. Here we go. Oh, downlighting. Yeah, there you go. You want to see something about photography? Sidebar. I got bags. No bags. Bags. No bags. Anyways, so I was I happen to be the new kid growing up, 14 times in 12 schools. Yay! Not fun. So it's very empowering, that I can tell you is that when you are able to become visible online through doing social media, but making content to create traffic is just, those are some superpowers right there. So if you're struggling in those areas, definitely subscribe and definitely come back, because when you have those skill sets, it's not rocket science. You will always be able to connect to somebody on the internet. And ultimately, when you master your own marketing skill sets, then you will always be free. You don't have to worry about what's happening in the news. Shut the news off, for the love of Pete and the Easter Bunny. And this poor raccoon and the poor squirrel. And I don't get caught up in regular news that much, but that's just sad. But on a side personal zany note, I had a pet squirrel when I was a kid. Anyway, if you don't know what I'm talking about, look it up. So anyways, wow, I went sideways there. Anyway, when when you want to be able to, I'm just going to spit it out. If you don't think that you know how to manufacture income out of thin air, just come back to my channel. Because when it comes to being able to know the mechanics of how to create online traffic, that's all you need to do. It's not rocket science. It's literally mechanics I break it down so simplistically. Some people might be like, oh, well, that's search engine optimization, and that's like so much a month. And could it be if I wanted to chase that way of doing it? Yeah, but I'd much rather be an educator, if a so-called influencer online, that shares enough knowledge that's helped me that you can help yourself. And then when you help yourself, then you pay it forward. How do you pay it forward? Whichever way you want to do it. So like if I share something and you're like, oh my God, that's so great, I want to monetize that. Go for it. Go for it. Absolutely go for it. Yeah, that's pretty much it for tonight. So I just want to say thank you, because like there was another personal post, that was the one that I started the channel with, and you guys actually, you watched it. Now I am comfortable being online, and if you're not, on a suggestion of a friend, I am seriously going to put some thought about putting together a boot camp. And so I already see within the boot camp there would be tips about like how to get comfortable going live, where to start, how to handle yourself online. I have a podcast, and I've done episodes, audio episodes of like, it's social media is a jungle out there, how to respond versus react, because people are going to talk. Oh, geez, they talk, they do all sorts of things. And so you just learn how to be so comfortable in your own shoes that you can just let it roll off your back, and you don't have to wind up being as old as your parents to do that. You don't. Trust me, you don't. All right. So that's pretty much it. I just want to say thank you so much for being part of this journey. Whether you've actually signed up yet at thinkyourwaytoamillion.com, or if you've just stopped by my channel, just stumbled across it, then, come back. Please come back. Oh, did it sound like I was begging? Oh, was somebody going to criticize me because I said please come back? They'll get over themselves. But seriously, what I want for you is to be able to help you fast track through different things that I either tried and they didn't work. And then, of course, I am looking, if you are serious about wanting to learn how to use high level, I'm going to be putting together some opportunities here in the near future where I'm going to be looking for this. I am going to be looking to have, maybe, I haven't decided how many case studies yet, but they're going to be case studies. And what that would mean is that you would need to click on the 30-day trial. And beyond clicking on the 30-day trial, I'm going to be taking some time to consider what this is going to look like. And within that 30 days, for the right person or a couple people, might be a small hand, might even do a small group. So it might be a small group of you that I will work with you for the first 30 days and not let anybody into that beta test, for exchange for the content, to see you grow, and for the content, because I know what I have to offer as far as a coach. For me, for what I have to offer,